Social media connects us to people we like and love, but it also connects us to advertisers that target us using algorithms. The ads that are targeted at children under the age of 18 are now causing concern. There's a bill that would ban social media algorithms from targeting children, and it's getting bipartisan support. Representative Kristen Robbins of Maple Grove authored the bill, and Shannon Slatton sat down to speak with her in today's Newsmakers segment.
Last fall during interim, I was reading some articles in the Wall Street Journal. They had done two really in-depth studies on the impact of social media on these bots that they created that were supposedly 13 to 15-year-old children, and how they were being targeted incessantly over a 2-month period. And it just really crystallized for me. I've always known there were problems with social media. I was very kind of strict with my own kids when they lived at home about social media. But seeing the impact in 2 months of more than 42,000 really harmful videos being targeted at these kids, that, bots, thankfully,
sure,
really crystallized that, we've been waiting for other people to take the lead and get things done at the federal level. And I know they're working hard on it, but it's harder to get things done. And I said, we at the state should just step in and protect kids in Minnesota.
And do something about it. So what will your bill do?
So the bill bans algorithms that are targeting unsolicited content at kids 18 and under. And then it creates a civil liability if there are violations.
And this has really gotten some traction.
Yes, it really has. So it's passed with strong bipartisan support out of the House Commerce and House Judiciary Committees, and it's now sitting on the General Register, which means it could come up on the floor at any time. And it's passed with bipartisan support out of the Senate Commerce Committee, and it'll be heard in Senate Civil Law this week.
All right, but it's not without a little bit of opposition. Who's against this?
Yes, well, as expected, the big tech companies do not support it, and they're, pretty vigorously opposed. I think they were sort of caught off guard. So at the first hearing, they expressed some opposition, but then they showed up in much more force at the second hearing. And now they've reached out and met with me, and I'm happy to meet with anyone. I've asked them, if you have ways we can craft this language better, I'm open to it, but they haven't really proposed anything. They just show me their list of all the things they're already doing to protect kids, which I appreciate that they're making strides, but it really hasn't been effective. So I think we just need to take a stand.
All right. Have you heard from parents that are lobbying for this or glad that it's coming up?
Yes. After a couple of the hearings, I've spoken to some parents whose young family members are struggling with particularly eating disorders. And yeah, they're grateful. They actually wish it was going to go longer than 18 because a lot of young women struggle with this in college. And so I had a mom ask me, could you raise it to 25? But I think we have to, the intent is to keep it narrow and to keep it in a form that will make sure, we're protecting kids, but, not running afoul of other, First Amendment concerns or things like that. So
absolutely. We'll be watching to see how it goes. Representative Kristen Robbins, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Maple Grove Police have a new program to help give first responders more insight into the people they are helping. You can now request these stickers from police that identify conditions like autism, dementia, or PTSD. You place the stickers on your front door, and they give first responders a visual clue when they walk up to the door.
Not every call is the same, and we don't always have all the information when we do receive a call, so just another indicator or another cue to help us do our jobs better.
If you'd like a sticker, you can request one from the Maple Grove Police Department's website, and one will be mailed out to you. Plymouth Police are reminding residents about the importance of having a file of life at home for friends and family, particularly those with underlying health conditions. File of Life is a red magnetic pocket that contains medical information, insurance, and emergency contacts. Police say it's usually kept on the fridge or freezer, so first responders can come in and find it quickly if the victim cannot respond.
We use it more in our assisted livings just because there's a higher chance of medicals with the elderly or people that need daily assistance. But if you have a child that has special needs, or if you're feeling fine, but you just want to have it there in case something does happen to you or a loved one, we know where to look.
If you are interested in having a file of life in your home, you can find more information online or stop by the Plymouth Public Safety Building to get one free of charge. The Plymouth Community Center has received a special recognition. It has now been designated the first community center in the U.S. to have a certified sensory room.
We've always offered inclusion services for our recreation program, so when we started planning this facility, it was important to us to have a space that could serve those guests that needed it.
The community center received its certification by a nonprofit called Culture City, and it means the community center is equipped to serve guests of any age that might be overstimulated or have sensory needs. Guests can check out sensory bags from a staff member, or they can also check out a key to use the sensory room, which is a quieter space equipped with calming amenities.
These are different wall activity panels that have just different fidget toys. We also have a sand table here, a magnetic sand table, so kids can move around here. And then we have oversized chairs here, so it feels like you're kind of getting a hug to help calm. And then we have the lighted bubble walls and the custom art panel.
A person of any age can have a sensory sensitivity, including people with autism, dementia, PTSD, or Parkinson's disease. The sensory room is on the first floor of the Plymouth Community Center. We will leave you today with signs of spring and wildlife out on the southern end of the Mississippi River Gateway Park in Brooklyn Park. Photojournalist Dustin Scholl captured this video of waterfowl on the Mississippi River.